Oh, welcome. Hey, I'm SGL Spiritual Guide and Light, and I'm gonna take a look at, and I want to just, there's something I'm supposed to take a look at. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm saying, let's see what this is. Um, I don't think anything should be forced. I will say that. Nothing has to be forced or something like that. I so, all right. Let's see what's going on. Do I need to put my mic on? No, I don't think I do. I will keep the messages open. I'm not going to generalize a specific zodiac sign. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. Most High, thank you so much for blessing me with the gift of intuition as an intuitive reader. Allow this session to bring clarity, confirmation, and understanding for the collective earth, air, fire, and water minds. Thank you. Um, the question is, why aren't you happy? That's the first question that I want to bring to your attention. Maybe, you know how life could be going accordingly. You don't have anything to complain about. You know, a new day is like yesterday, but you're able to get through the new day and experience a good day. I am seeing someone here where you say that you're good, life is good, which it is, but there's no lack of luster, there is no lack of substance, there is no lack of well-being. What lacks is the acknowledgement and the accountability that you do want true love and you have access to it. You just have to let go of control issues. When you're in control, when you're in control over people, places, or things, it's a challenge for you to decipher if it's real or not. You may want to take a listen to recognizing what's fake and what's real. That was a audio upload that is available to you. You have confusion, power, and obstacle here. For those of you, I don't see you wanting to be tied down, but you're wanting true love. You have access to it. I don't see you being blocked from it. The only blockage that I see is the need to be in control. And when you're in control, that's what creates the obstacles. That's what then creates the confusion of whether it's true love or not. Boundaries. Okay. What you won't do for love. You tried everything. Um, you don't have to listen. When it comes, there's so many styles of love. There's so many forms of love. When you make up in your mind the type of love you're willing to tolerate, the type of love you're willing to accept, the form of love that you require, Once you're able to really have the fine print that is very clear, um, there won't be any games. There won't be any crossover with the boundaries. You know how sometimes people like to test to see how far that they can go, right? And it just feels like whoever you are, you have to stop. How do I say this without offending anyone? Because I've this is not about me, but I will say this. eh, There has been multiple of times in the past where I had a boundary and I did not stand firm on my boundary. And so the moment that I wanted to stand firm on my boundary, it wasn't valid. No one's boundaries. If you set up a boundary today, if I choose not to accept that boundary, that's saying that I don't respect you. I can sit here and say, well, you let me do this and that. You're saying this, right? Now I'm crossing your boundaries. You've already shown me how far that I can go to the point to now you are trying to create these boundaries. Do you want a competitive relationship? Do you want to deal with people who, um, as long as there's no boundaries, there's no complications, but if there are boundaries, then you're the problem? Um, I'm just going to just say it bluntly. Boundaries are good. The style of boundary is something that you have to decide. When it comes to this power, the power of love like a magnet drawing souls together. So once you're done attracting competitive people or people who like to um, cross boundaries, once you get out of the confusion of what it is you want, let's get out of the person thing. Happy New Year's, Darian. Thank you. Likewise. Once you get out of the confusion, and there's so many tools when it comes to boundaries. So there's no wrong or right. It's just what's right for you to prevent uncomfortable situations, to prevent confrontation when it comes to how you want to receive true love, because there's nothing blocking true love besides, you know, there's no boundaries. And if there are boundaries, they are not like, say if you're a person that says like, I only give a person, you know, I don't do drama. And once a person shows me drama, that's it, that's a wrap. And so the person demonstrates drama, whether it's reckless or disrespectful or some type of act in public that's an embarrassment. The drama has been presented, and the person is still around. It's like, okay, the test, you failed the test. You didn't stand onto your boundaries. You didn't discard the person who crossed your boundaries that is aware of the boundaries. Give me more about this boundary. Heart and marriage. Yeah. So for those of you who are in a higher level of commitment, you know, this is your person. It just unfortunately there is a crater somewhere and you guys are not on the same page um, when it comes to setting boundaries. And it just really feels like, if your spouse says, you know what, my boundaries is when I get home from work, I don't want to hear about what happened at your job. I don't want to hear about what the kids said. I don't want to hear who made you disappointment. I would like to unwind and we can have that discussion in the morning, or if I have the energy to discuss your day as we lay down, I'll be willing to do that. It's like the other spouse, the moment you walk in the door, the boundaries was not respected nor acknowledged. And it's like now power in the marriage is so reckless to where, looking on the outside in, the perfect couple, but behind the scenes, it's like, uh, it might be the perfect entertainment show that's not healthy, you know. Someone passed the popcorn because this marriage is not what everyone thinks it is, and it needs to recover. There's a lot of love there. It's just, once one of you create a boundary, stick to it, you know. Um, it's not about who didn't do what and who's doing this now. It's about leading and being a great steward in a relationship. For those of you who are single, like I said, love is there. It's just say what you mean. Um, don't allow anyone to think that they can read your mind when it comes to the small print of your boundaries. Um, you are marriage material. The only thing is you have to be in control of your mindset. For my singles, for those of you who are in a connection, you guys act like you guys are married, but you're not. And it just feels like one of you or both of you are saying, we don't need to get married because we might as well say we're married. It's like someone doesn't want paperwork. Someone doesn't want to file the paperwork. And someone feels like that paper shouldn't define marriage. you know Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Most people say it's a vow to God, to the ethers or whatever. It's a written contract, but for the most part, for those of you who are in a relationship, you guys are already acting like you're married. And the boundaries that you guys are creating, you're not married. I don't see anything here that's saying you're courting. It's just you've passed all the steps, and now you're trying to get back to the first step. How do you get back there? You guys move so fast, right? To the point one of you are saying, "I don't want no papers. I don't want to say I do," when I've already been in a committed situation. And that's what I see here. The bottom of the deck is past lives. Overall message when it comes to life, you have to be open to true love. Every once in a while you'll get the story that someone saw someone in a grocery store, a library or something, passing by, and it's like, "Hi, how are you?" Exchange of contact information. And you know all I'm saying, if you're looking for love, true love, to be specific, don't play any games. When you say what you mean what you say, and do what you do. Don't say you're not a person that deals with you. Don't say, most people say, "I don't deal with drama," and that's the first thing that they present in the connection. So if you're a person that's deal with drama, say it what it is. You like hot mess. It is what it is. But don't come into a don't try to start a connection off of false mirage, is what I'm hearing. You have in God's hands peace, divine fruit, one step at a time, elevation, everything turns into light. And this is going with the flow. You know how Cinderella gets gets the happy ending, but no one knows the ending of the story. You know what I mean? She gets the prince, the royalty, the fancy things, but no one knows the end of the story. Was he committed? Did he have multiple more wives? You know, not to think negative, but no one knows the ending story, you know? So we just know she took off with her husband, the prince, in a carriage. So, um, whoever you are, I'll just say this: what you seek, it's already waiting for you. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you have in God's hands peace, divine fruit, one step at a time, elevation, and everything is turned into light. Those are all positive cards, and they're all foundations of peace, growth, and expansion. And so it just feels like what you desire, it waits for you, but you just have to first set boundaries with yourself and then control your fire energy, which is your action energy. My advice to you is to don't be so quick to speak when it comes to telling a person or people what you want, because it may not be what you want, you know? Okay. So it's kind of like for those of you who are single, you're saying, I'm looking for someone who's willing to give me attention. Are you sure? Because there's a person who's willing to give you attention all day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Where is the money? You don't get paid looking at somebody 24 hours, 7 days a week. So be careful what you're looking for when it comes to, so you need to reset your mindset. You need to work on this confusion, and you need to be open to learning boundaries, what kind of styles there are when it comes to love, what type of love, you know. Take some tests. There's, personality tests and things like that. But for the most part, uh, some of you think that marriage is what's going to bring you peace and happiness. And that's not the fine print. And I feel like you're getting ready to go on a journey where you experience the fine print that no one pays attention to when it comes to a contract. But, I see good. I don't see like something that is willing to like deteriorate you or um, break you down to the point of no return. I don't see that. I see a person, whether you're in a higher level commitment, single, or in a relationship, I see you having to decide what you want. It's okay to say you're testing the waters, you know, something's not set in stone. It's okay to say, you know what, I want to go back into the past and reconnect with some connections just to clear my path before I decide to move forward. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything behind. Others of you, when it comes to divinity and when it comes to the universe, when it comes to divine, when it comes guides the headspace. The wants and needs, you have to really know what your wants and needs are. It's like someone saying, I like chocolate, right? I love chocolate, but I don't like chocolate. I like white chocolate. And I'm not talking about a human being. I love me some white chocolate, but I only normally eat it during April season. But either than that, I can settle for some milk chocolate, but I don't like dark chocolate. It's kind of like someone saying, don't be so quick to say what you like because you may not me gustan it anymore. No me gustan. So let me go start. So be open to learning your boundaries. Be open to learning new things. You know what I mean? If someone is presenting something new to you, it is okay for you to say, hey, I haven't experienced this before. Okay. Word of advice. If someone has betrayed you, if someone has um, guilt trip you, just know that the essence of you will never fade from this person. It's kind of like your essence is their conviction. So be at peace with that. Okay. Honesty. Word of advice, continue to be you, continue your good ethics. You know what I mean? When it comes to your boundaries, you may be one way this day, tomorrow you may be another way. You have every right and permission to do so. You're the ownership of you. All right. So you have honesty, your word of advice. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So go ahead and set those boundaries, do what you need to do. When it comes down to, you know, the expectations of others, let that go because it's just going to have you in your headspace where your mind will start playing tricks on you, and then you then will betray yourself. And I need you to stop betraying yourself. All right. I love you. Don't forget love is kind. Don't forget love is gentle. Until we meet again. You read so beautiful. Oh, you're welcome. Let me give you a word of advice, Darian. Thank you. It's been a minute. I've took a little break, but I did upload some audios. Word of advice for Darian, please. Darian, you have judgment up in the air. Okay, so this is not set in stone. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And this is definitely confirmation of you establishing your boundaries. Okay, when it comes to your path. Okay. We all go through surmount blockages. It's just completing the task of completing the challenge. A challenge doesn't have to be competitive. You don't have to win the race. You don't have to go back and forth. But you have judgment. It's up in the air. Something is not set in stone. If you're going back and forth with yourself when it comes to making a decision, just make sure that you are. It is doesn't disturb your peace. It doesn't cause you to pass judgment on someone else. Let's eliminate problems when we make decisions. Okay. What was that? 11 Empress. Let's go ahead and pull your card. Seasons and greetings to you as well. What is the word of advice for 11 Empress, please? Oh, you have two. Discipline and trust. Yeah. It's definitely coming in. When it comes to doing what you want to do, you have to trust that you have the authority to do that. Don't second guess yourself anymore. Okay. I love you. Don't forget love is kind. Don't forget love is gentle. Until we meet again.